Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us here today at the One Mic Podcast. I'm Alberto,
I'm Destiny.
and today we have Miss Perez with us, the city manager. So, kind of special, yes, big deal. But yeah, so today we're just going to be going over a couple of different things about the successful initiatives and how to exploring the future possibilities that our community has. My first question for you today, Miss, is how can the city and the neighborhoods work together and to address the specific challenges faced by Antelope Valley residents?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me so much. I'm very excited to be here. I love working with youth, and I love spreading the city's message. I think so often it's a missed demographic for us that I think that we need to engage the teens and young adults so much more than we do to show them all the great things that are happening. So thank you for having me. But to that end, to answer your question, we are doing so much, and I'm excited to spread the word. We have all types of ways to get involved with the city and learn about the things that we're doing. It's really about a two-way conversation and getting involved. And this is just one example of that. We've got great things coming to the city. We've got high-speed rail. We've got something called High Desert Corridor, which is that privatized railroad that's coming from Las Vegas to Rancho. Have you heard that? Yeah, right? And so we're putting in a 54-mile connector from Victorville to Palmdale so that you can ride it all the way to Vegas. And then you can take Palmdale to LA. How cool is that, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Bring more businesses to
exactly,
the too.
Exactly, more tourism. We're doing more concerts. We just completed our first ever Parks Master Plan, and we went to the high schools, and we went to community groups and said, what do you want to see in Palmdale? We got all that feedback, and from that we're going to hopefully we're working on reopening Little Rock Dam. Did you guys ever heard of that?
Yeah, I used to go there as a kid.
So there's a dam up just a few miles from here, and it's what feeds the aqueduct, which feeds us our water, and it's been closed for recreation for 10, 12 years.
Yeah, since I was a kid, I went up there.
I went up there when I was a kid, and it was so much fun. You can go off-roading, you can fish, you can have, you can have picnics with your family. It's been closed for quite some time, so we're committed to try and reopen that with Palmdale Water District as a partnership. Isn't that fun?
Great.
And then we're also looking at building some extra trails and things like that up by Barrel Springs, and an equestrian center, stuff like that. Some a back lot for filming. Might be kind of interesting, right? I think the western set in Santa Clarita burned down, unfortunately, in one of the fires. So maybe there's an opportunity there.
Yes, for real.
So there's so many ways to get involved. I challenge people to come alongside and help us build the future of the city.
Yeah, that's actually amazing because in Lake LA, all the film sites that they have out there, I used to always go over there, and then at one point I lived right down the street from one, and I would watch as all the buses come in and fill up the streets with all the actors and stuff, and I was like, dang. So now it's just more cementing ourselves into that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's something called a film opportunity zone, essentially what it is, and it's companies and filming studios get incentives to stay within a certain radius of Hollywood and LA, and we're in one of those zones. So it benefits them through taxes and things to film here versus going exponentially farther. But what matters to us is when they come here and they film, they spend nights in our hotels, they get gas, they buy food at our stores, and that all comes back in taxes to the city, which is what we use to fix the streets and build the parks and put on the concerts and things like that.
It's trips me out because I've never thought about it like that, how many people actually come to the town, build money, because I never looked at the bigger picture, and just actually seeing the bigger picture unfold. It's nice to see.
I love watching the light bulb go off for people when we can make that connection, right? And that's why it's so important. So we have a couple things going on at the city that I think you might be interested in, your age might be interested. One's called iServe, and it's basically a program that is 6 months long, and it gives teens and young adults the opportunity to come in and learn about all the facets of government. What we do, that we do build parks, that we do put on concerts, how the tax system works so that you know where your money goes. You always hear keep our dollars local. very important to keep our dollars local because that's how we build out our city. So there's different classes that we offer, and then you also get to participate in things like Season of Service, which might be a cleanup opportunity or repainting a school. I know that we've even done some projects here. So that's a great way to learn, and then hopefully you guys take that back out into the community and share those sort of light bulb moments, with your friends and things like that. And then we also have a fentanyl awareness campaign, which we are absolutely targeting teens and kids in school, just because of the scary effects of what fentanyl is doing. The seriousness of it. And we've trained thousands on Narcan use and things like that, and they're at all of our festivals and handing stuff out.
That's amazing.
We try to hit all the pieces, right? People's mental health, people's physical health, people's emotional health, and then obviously bringing jobs and stuff like that too. That all combines to build us all up, make it a greater
From
place.
what I'm hearing, it sounds great and amazing.
It is. I mean, we have our challenges, right? Every city has challenges. But the city can't do it alone. We have to have partnerships, and that's what's so important. Stuff like ACT. ACT is so important to what we do here in the city.
The community members actually wanting to get the change.
Yes.
Yeah, because we did a canvassing day, I think in September, beginning of October, and we went around. We were asking community members. And a lot of them are just giving us the same answers, but then when we ask that, how would you like to see the changes, they go silent, like they don't have an answer because they see the issues at hand, but they don't want to put in the time and the energy and the mental capacity to try to find the actual solutions for this. So it feels like really comforting and like soothing to know that those people are already being helped. Like, the publicity might not be out there, it might not be like common knowledge for everybody, but it is there and it is having its place in the community. Like that's one thing that I do really like.
We're trying, but we can't. Like I just said, we can't do it alone. We need you guys to be our voice. We need the schools to be our voice. We need businesses to be our voice. We just launched a renewed neighborhood watch program, and people are coming out in droves. People seek community, and so. There is a desire to want to be better, but people, you're right, don't have all the answers. But we don't have them either. We have to hear, what makes your life better. We know one thing that would make life better is those 60,000 cars that go down the freeway every day. If they didn't have to go down that freeway. So we're really focused on bringing jobs. That big, huge development you see at
the Trader Joe's?
Trader Joe's, right?
Yeah.
1,000 jobs. They're what we like to call mortgage-paying jobs, so they're not minimum wage jobs. They're mortgage-paying so that you to get those people off the freeway. Because what happens with it's sort of like this windfall effect of you get up early, you're on the road for 2 hours, you go to work, you on the road 2 hours to come home, you get tired, you don't engage with your family the way you should, you probably don't eat the way you should, you probably don't, love yourself and get the exercise that you should. So if we get you off of that freeway, your whole world can change. And so that's one of our biggest initiatives is bringing jobs here.
Yes.
And we realize that there's a lot of jobs that don't require a college degree. My son just turned 18, and I was always one of those people that he will go to college. He will go to college. The kid isn't going to college. It's just not for him. He's very smart, very bright child or young man, I guess now.
My mom has that same issue.
The day he turned 18, I got all these notices in my email, and I was like, I'm not ready for this. But anyway, I digress. But that's why we partner with the trades and the unions and the college to do things like the AFAB program and things like that, because there are other solutions than college. I have a friend whose son went to lineman school, and he is making money hand over fist as a lineman, and college just wasn't for him, and that's okay. We need that too. That's how you build a city.
Yes.
So but again, can't do it without the partnerships and people, building up the next generation.
Yes. Yeah. That's one thing is with Youth Build, like I was just telling my teacher this earlier, the way it's structured, the way the campus is structured and set up, once we're here and once we're dedicated ourselves to the program isn't gonna fail on us. We're not gonna sit here struggling, like climbing up a steep mountain trying to get to the top. Like, no, it's like someone's pushing you, guiding you up that mountain, telling you where the trail is, that you're gonna get there faster. So that's one thing I do like about this campus. I've lived out here off and on my whole life, and I've been to a lot of the campuses. I've been to the schools, and they don't see the kids like a future. They see it like a paycheck. And this school, I could tell you for sure, they dedicate themselves to us. They get up every morning to make sure that we're getting up every morning and coming here. So if we have more of that in here, and like just more of the community members actually focusing on like these kids and the future of the city, I can't even imagine what we would become. Like the city of Palmdale could become like the next LA.
We are poised for greatness, but it's going to have to be together.
Yes.
And you have to tell your friends. It's just like I was saying before we started here, right? I had this intern that worked with me a couple of years ago, and she wanted to get down to Hollywood to be a fashion designer. And I said, you can do that here, and you can be one of a handful here, and you can make such an impact here. Or you can go down there and be one of 1,000 or a couple 100,000.
Yeah.
And, I can't say that why she stayed here, but she stayed here and she has a thriving business. And so many of my friends did the same thing, right? I grew up here, I left, I came back through a series of odd events, and I've built my life here. I'm raising my kids here. Some very successful local lawyers and local doctors and real estate developers, they did the same thing, they left. But you can come back and make a difference in your community. And you don't even have to leave. You can just do it. What you're doing right now is making a difference.
See, that's what I admire because, a little story time. I used to stay in Canada.
Okay.
And I did come back here about 4 years ago. This year is about to be 5.
Okay.
And, I really do admire what you guys are trying to do and what you guys are saying because, out here you can be great. You can make something out of nothing.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what we're all trying to do. That's what hopefully the community can do and all come together so we can just.
And we want to help you do it. So, the city is a resource. We can't do everything. I mean, we have our core functions, right? Streets, sewers, parks, playgrounds. But we can come together. One of the people I work with, Ronda Perez, who is passionate about community service, she says the city can be a nucleus for all the agencies that are doing the hard work, and that's what we can do. The city can be the facilitator, and we can open some doors, but we need people to help us do the work, and we need passionate people. I think one of the things that makes this place so great, I have, again, just a very quick story, but I have friends that owned a real estate company up here. And they moved out of the area because they had another opportunity about 10 years ago to open another real estate company farther in Southern California. And at the time they left, I said, I'm so jealous. Isn't where you went beautiful? They said, yeah, it's pretty. But you're always back here. You're at the fair, you're at the Poppy Festival, you're here. Yeah, because there's no community like the Antelope Valley community. Where we live down there is beautiful, and it's nice. There's no community. And that has stuck with me for a decade. And when people ask me why I'm here, we really do have a unique community. And it's all of these things and more.
I feel like our community is the way it is because LA, like most of our community is built off the people that got tired of LA. They got tired of the commuting through traffic. They got tired of having to worry about their cars being broken in. They got tired of all of the just like this drama and the stress of LA.
You're right.
And they moved out here. And they seen that they could build something for themselves out here and not have to deal with all the taxes and all like the high expenses just for living in the city. And they like, because I know when my parents moved out here, that's how they seen it. And they noticed that everybody else seen it like that. And if everybody was just trying to build a community and have a better life, well, everybody has no reason not to get along, not to.
Right.
Like, we would go to the Moose Lodge when I was a kid right there off of Q, and I wouldn't know nobody there, nobody at the Moose Lodge, but then everybody, they start talking to you, they start welcoming you, like, they treat you like you're your family, like, they're like, that was my uncles or my aunties and stuff, and it's just like, dang, like, if I was in LA and I went to, like, a Moose Lodge like that, like one of those places, and for one of their little Christmas to give out to their Easter things that they do, people would have been talking to us like that. Everybody just stays to themselves at their table, doing what they're doing, and like the AV, they have a lot of a thriving community where everybody, as long as you want to be helped and you want to do good, because if you want to sit there and be a troublemaker or just like a pest and a nuisance to everybody in the community, then of course they're not gonna treat you as such. But if you really want to be a part of the community and want to build and want to do something, then yes, everybody's gonna embrace you with open arms right here.
Can I please hire you to be our spokesperson? That's what I'm saying. We have to. I need to help me say this better. We need an ego in Palmdale.
Yeah.
We need to be proud of ourselves. We need to. I don't know if you see somebody throw trash on the ground, you shame them, or if you see somebody graffitiing, you shame them, or I don't know what the answer is.
They need to bring back shame.
Yeah. One time my kid, not one time, I'm sure it was more than that, but one time I can remember my kid did something, I don't even remember what it was, and I threatened him with a white t-shirt that said, "I'm a liar." Oh man.
Yeah,
I want to talk about impact.
They need to bring back shame.
Yes. But, it all starts here, and then it just has to spread, and it needs to do it organically. But we're working on a rebranding campaign right now at the city, and I would love to have you guys provide some impact. What does Palmdale mean to you? We are working with a consultant that doesn't live here, so they're gathering a lot of information from local people, but I don't know that we've engaged your age, and I think it's really important because you are the next generation who's going to lead this community. What do you want to see? What is Palmdale to you? Any way you want to be involved, I welcome it. Any way we can be involved even more here, I love it.
Yeah, actually, you should give us is there like a website to get involved with?
There is.
Yeah, we'll take down the website, and then I'll make sure that we leave it in the description of the podcast, so that way any of our viewers that are in our age group, they could even go in there and they could start saying some things too.
I love it. I love it. And we have a cleanup this weekend with Seasons of Service at Barrel Springs, if anybody's interested in coming out from 9 to 12 to help clean up the desert. It's an ongoing challenge for us.
Barrel Springs over by the dam runoff?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking
I have a buddy of mine that stays over there, and when during the summer and the springtime, when the water comes down heavy from the dam, we'll go over there because it makes like a little creek, and you don't have to go all the way up to Big Rock to enjoy it no more. You can go right there. But yeah, a lot of times it does get dirty. So it's actually kind of cool that you guys are cleaning it up. So at least this summer when I go over there, it'll be clean.
We picked up last year, I want to say, 230 tons of illegal dumping. And we covered about 175,000 square feet of graffiti. So it's not for lack of trying. Yeah. And one thing that a lot of people don't know is that inside of our city, there's what are called all these little county pockets. And if you drive like right over here by the sheriff's station and the newly paved roads, that's a county pocket. And over off of R and like 10th East, between R and S, that's a county pocket. So and I say that because we don't have jurisdiction there. So chances are if you're seeing graffiti in the city of Palmdale, it's in one of those county pockets that we can't clean up because we've basically eradicated everything in Palmdale. Now it's costing a lot of money, right? So we're reactive. I'd love to be proactive. Let's do a campaign, let's stop graffiti, let's stop vandalism so that we can spend our dollars elsewhere. Spend it on more parks, spend it on more programming, things like that. But for right now, the focus is just cover it up because it's like the broken window theory. If you leave it, it just perpetuates the problem. But if you clean it up, hopefully the next person won't do it. So, but those county pockets, if you see a lot of graffiti, always report it, and we'll do what we can to clean it up. And then we're also partnering, again, that's the word of the day, partner, with the county to try and get their areas cleaned up more regularly too. But chances are if it's in the city of Palmdale, if it goes up, it's down in 24 hours or less. And it used to take a week or two. So it's a big investment.
Yeah,
but it matters.
Yeah, that's good. Like, y'all dedicating to that. That's like a big issue that I can tell that you guys are taking serious.
We're trying everything we can. So if you have ideas, we're open to it.
All right. And Desi, you have a question for her?
Yes, I do actually. So what are some successful examples of the city neighborhood partnerships that have led to positive outcomes in the community?
So we actually have what's called I always say it backwards, so Say It, Don't Spray It campaign, which is anti-graffiti, and we deploy those at neighborhood watch meetings. So we're really working with each individual neighborhood to identify block captains to help us, be eyes on the street, right? There's only 300 city employees. We can't do it all. So we need the community, again, to come alongside of us and be the eyes and ears for crime, for vandalism, for graffiti, for illegal dumping, for cars that haven't moved in a long time. And then, so we get the community together in those neighborhood watch programs, and we also supply them the tools to take care of their own community. So we'll give them paint. We'll train them on how to cover up graffiti or blast graffiti. We don't want anybody to put anybody in the crosshairs if it's a certain type of graffiti.
Yeah.
But if they can clean it and they're willing to clean it, we provide all the resources to be able to do that, to take care of it on the spot. And that's been really successful. We have hundreds of people enrolled in Neighborhood Watch. Similarly, now we're doing a business watch. So all the businesses are looking out for each other and trying to protect each other, because if there's too much crime and businesses can't thrive, they won't come here. So we're outfitting the businesses with free cameras and things like that, and that's creating its own community that's working together for a better Palmdale as well.
Hey, and that's like a little domino effect, because it costs money to like outfit them with all the cameras, but then that also allows them to feel the safety and security that they need to want to build more businesses out here. So that's like a cool perspective to take on it. Like, that's a trip. Cause seeing it from a community member's point of view, and then seeing it from the government's point of view, it's like, wow, like you get a better, it's like I'm seeing everything, the whole picture now finally, like when you have like a little sibling and they mess up, and then you gotta, okay, now what's your side of the story, and what's your side of the story, and what's the whole story, like, that's how I feel right now, because it's like, it's real eye-opening. It's like makes me realize that a lot of stuff that's said about our community, it's said about it with a false narrative. They don't, how do I want to say this? They look at our community, at all the bad that it has in it, and they don't look at none of the good that our community has. And that's what it needs to be taken more of.
Yeah, glass half full versus glass half empty, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you arrive every day at your job, in your family? Do you come with a chip on your shoulder, or do you come with a smile on your face, right? It has a ripple effect. And it all matters. But any opportunity you can to share this or invite us to share this, we're happy to do it, because we want this to become infectious. We want people to be excited about what we're doing and where we're going. We need to hear if you guys had a crystal ball, what would you bring to Palmdale? What do you want to see? Ooh, I turn the tables on.
Hey, that's a good question. If I had a crystal ball, I could bring anything to Palmdale. I would bring a better water park.
Let me be your, what do they call that? Your fairy godmother. Because
let me find out.
In 26, we're designing it right now, but in 26, for the 20th anniversary of Dry Town, we're adding a drop slide and a wave pool.
Oh, what?
So we're going to build out larger pieces of the water park. So your wish is my command.
Hey, that's cool. So are you guys gonna take it to build it bigger? Are you guys gonna take it like across the street or more into the Oasis Center?
More into the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
Where the picnic area is and the extra pool.
Yeah,
out in that area, there's room to grow.
Oh,
we'll just move
all right. Yeah, now I'm gonna now I'll see about.
Now you're gonna watch. Don't hold me to that timeline, because we are bureaucrats. But we try to remove all the red tape we can. But sometimes it takes a little bit longer than I like.
All right. Well,
but it's coming.
By 2030, I might be a season pass holder to do
Okay. Let's split the difference. I said 26, you said 30, we'll go on 28.
Okay, I still need to figure out how to swim better, so until then, I'll learn.
Canadians.
You don't have to swim on a slide, you just bottom out and get up. You're right. But no, it'll be fun.
That's actually amazing, because I've always looked at Dry Town, and I'm like, only 2 towers, come on.
I know. But we're lucky to have it.
Yes,
we are. It's the only one up here, and it's hot.
Compared to what Lake LA has at their park.
There you go.
Lake LA has one?
Lake LA has a little, like a splash pad area.
Okay. Anything to stay cool.
Yeah. Okay. how can we encourage greater youth involvement in community development and health initiatives?
I think you just have to keep telling the story. Like I said, like we're talking about today, I think being involved with the city through the fentanyl program, through the iServe program, through youth and government days, through even just self-education. Follow us. We are on every social media that's out there. We try to be a little hip about it. We try to make sure we cover topics that people care about. But just through the fact of you joining, and then that your friend sees that you joined, and this person sees that you joined, and it just starts the conversation. And people, even through reading posts, learn about the city, and it encourages involvement. Come to our council meetings. Come to any of our events, our concerts, our fireworks shows, Dry Town, all those things.
I've just seen too that the City of Palmdale has been doing a lot of concerts lately at the amphitheater. Yeah,
We have.
I've been getting I was scrolling through Instagram and I just started seeing like Flow Rider was there, and I was like, Flow Rider,
See?
what the heck?
See, we have a beer and wine
Yeah.
festival. We have a taco festival in partnership with the Ventura Foundation right here at Ponce Lawn Square. I think that's the first weekend in June. I challenge people to say there's nothing to do here, right? When I was a kid growing up, there's nothing to do in the Antelope Valley.
What?
And people still say that.
All right, horses, dirt bikes.
Pay attention. There's lots to do. A water park, concerts, fireworks, taco festivals, the fair.
The creek.
The creek, yes. There's a lot to do. You just have to look a little bit, and we need to do a better job of telling our story.
Yeah.
But you're going to help.
Exactly.
I've got ideas.
Yeah, for sure. We should partner more often for getting you guys' message out there. For real.
Our message.
Yeah, it is our message, the community's message.
Yeah.
That'll be something amazing. All right, well, thank you for joining us today, Ms. Perez.
Thank you for having me.
It was a lovely conversation, really
How are you feeling
eye-opening.
now? Better?
Feeling better.
Good. You did great. You did great. And you look great.
Well,
And thank you for coming back.
of course.
You are having an impact and you don't even know it. So remember today. It was your first.
It won't be my last. Good.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, this was an amazing episode. I liked it a lot.
Thank you.